Yeah, at the V&A we have a very rich theatre and performance collection, and since I've been working in the museum, sound has been a very important part of all performance exhibitions. But previously we enabled sound with speakers and speakers on a loop, but then as our exhibitions have got more sophisticated, we've been able to integrate headphone experience, sonic experiences, which allow the visitor to journey through exhibits, through space, and have sound connected to exhibits. So this is something that we've been doing really over the last decade. So the first project where it was tried and tested was really the Bowie exhibition, and that kind of, was a big sort of shift for museum audiences, realising that we could get high quality sound into the exhibition space. And then I curated opera in 2017, and this was a hugely kind of transformative moment, working with Tom Velt on the sound system in opera, where we could really increase the quality of sound, working with those devices that allowed us to kind of have uncompressed high frequency audio for opera was great. So the opera exhibition, the sound is the object. For all performance exhibitions, sound is the object. So actually to be able to then present that sound through a really high quality headphones to deliver an immersive exhibition experience is something that we now aspire to do with all our projects. What immersive audio systems allow us to do in the exhibition space is to really provide a journey for visitors, individual journeys, where the sonic experience is a driver and is an integral layer to the museum experience. So rather than in the past where we had issues with sound bleed and sound kind of often became a kind of repetitive cacophony in exhibition galleries, and a sonic experience delivered through headphones allows us to pinpoint sounds, tell stories through sound, through objects, kind of create atmosphere, create emotion, create narratives, and create that immersive experience for a visitor. Yeah, well, for me, when people talk about immersive exhibition making, of course, immersive is, about creating multi-sensory experiences, but sound is actually that layer that really kind of shifts something into a different immersive, emotional kind of level of engagement. And, what we observe is the way that visitors encounter objects and stories when they're listening kind of makes them look longer. So it has this great value for a curator, for a museum, because it allows a kind of different level of focus. The sound definitely kind of encourages you to look more and look at things differently, bring different perspectives in, kind of adds that kind of emotional layer. And you can see in DIVA how people respond to the sound. It transforms their experience completely, and it triggers an emotion. Sound takes you to a very particular place, and I think when we've got such a kind of rich mix of sound, so it could be when you hear the sort of orchestra of Salome, to then where you hear Callas's voice, to the kind of bass of Billie Eilish, they all kind of add a sort of atmosphere and an emotion. The permanent galleries in the museum have so much scope to tell stories through sonic experiences, and that would be it's an invisible layer, isn't it? Because one of the things that always excites me in a museum is how do you fill that space between the visitor and the object and the gallery, and for sound is that connecting interpretation force that can draw you into the stories of this object.